I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No
Good evening everybody and welcome to the latest Elite FPL stream with myself Stevo, reacting to talking about today's games. And I'll be completely honest, I'm absolutely miserable. That Arsenal result was horrific and I did not enjoy this afternoon at all. That Burnley performance by all accounts was an absolute disgrace, and I cannot wait to listen to the Turfcast on Monday, because I'm sure, in fact, forget I'm sure, I know they will have a lot to say about that particular result, because it was an absolute embarrassment. But we'll get onto that in a minute. What's kind of cheered me up is that Chelsea result. From a Premier League point of view, I really could not care less about FPL. I'm depressed enough as it is, and that's just about life. And yeah, that Chelsea result was fantastic for the Premier League. Really is that really enjoyed the fact that Chelsea got a result at Man City, because it means that the title race is now becoming even more interesting, with the fact that obviously the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal are now X amount points clear. I haven't actually checked any of this yet, but obviously Liverpool winning today very, 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 very comfortably. I thought it would be high scoring, but 4-1. And Brentford, again, I listened to the match. Brentford were just completely all over the place. They were absolutely pants. And yeah, Liverpool are now 4 points clear of Man City. And obviously each team has a game in hand. Man City beat Brentford, which will be happening. I don't think... I still will predict... I will predict. I've predicted 3-1. I will still stick to my prediction of Man City scoring 3 goals against Brentford. But yeah, 3-1 is looking most likely, especially after Brentford's result today, even though ironically away from home. Brentford aren't... They're bad. They are bad, but they don't concede as many goals as they do at home. Their last 6 fixtures, 5 were losses. They conceded 3 against Tottenham. They conceded 3 against Crystal Palace, 1 against Sheffield United, 2 against Brighton, and they conceded, guess what number? 3 against Liverpool. Which is a bit weird because I think they've conceded more goals in their last 5 fixtures than they have than the previous 6, because they've conceded 16 goals only away from home. But yeah, Man City are going to want to get their own back after that particular performance against Chelsea. And I watched the last 20 minutes. Chelsea had a game plan at the end of the day. I'm pretty certain Pochettino has done... Usually when he was at Tottenham, he did very well. Am I right in saying he did very well against Man City? And I think that he came with a game plan. It clearly worked. And yeah, I mean, the way I consumed that match was I listened to about 65, 70 minutes of the Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. And then I decided, right, I'm going to listen into 5 Live as I'm driving home. And pretty much that is exactly how I consumed the game after that, just via 5 Live. And then I got home, watched the last 20 minutes, and I was just praying that Chelsea held on. Not even 1-0, I don't care, just hold on. Don't lose the match. And thank God they didn't. Obviously, from an FPL perspective, I mean, I can't get my fucking head around Kevin De Bruyne getting a fucking bonus point. I mean, I just don't understand how the fuck this guy gets a bonus point. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but how did Richarlison not get the assist for Kulusevski? I don't quite understand that. I just watched the highlights. And I'm pretty certain Richarlison got the last touch off the ball for then Kulusevski to neatly put the ball into the back of the net. And another bloody thing, how did Walker get an assist for that? FPL seriously need to look at their rules for an assist. Walker takes a shot, it gets blocked again, Rodri scores after it then being deflected off Chalobah. Yeah, we'll give Walker the assist. Fuck off. Like, yeah, I know, I've got him. Well done, Steve-O. You've got a fortuitous assist. But at the end of the day, I look at both sides. Like, if something goes against me, I'll complain about it. If something goes for me, which shouldn't have gone for me, I'll complain about it. And yeah, I don't understand the Walker assist whatsoever. You may notice that there's not a white captaincy there. I didn't bother using the triple captaincy. I just stuck with my thought process where I just thought, I just have this gut feeling. It's just not going to be as profitable as what people think. I don't know why. It was based on absolutely nothing. You know, I was predicting Man City to annihilate Chelsea. I was predicting them to annihilate Brentford. And don't get me wrong, Haaland could and probably will come through with a double-digit score against Brentford. But I don't know, I just feel that it could be more, for me, more profitable down the line. I mean, I'm already going to be doing my move today. I'm going to be doing it tonight. It's going to be Jota out for Saka. That's done. Get that out of the way now. I can't believe Salah's going up in price, but all these fucking morons that are bringing him in. Oh yeah, he's not playing next week. Going up in price already. Not even fucking playing. Salah, Saka, Gabriel, Saliba, Watkins, top transfer players in so far. Then there's Højlund, Solanke, Trippier, Bradley of course. Yeah, not playing next week. Shah's there, but he's flagged. You got Garnacho, Delo's someone that I want to bring in. I really don't want to be doing a -4, but my hand may be forced into doing -4 for game week 26. Annoyingly, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it, but my hand may be forced into doing a transfer for what's his face. I'm probably just going to go Maguire. Just go Maguire. Because it means then, if I go Maguire in for Porro, if I can just get through tonight and then into tomorrow, then I'm just going to do the immediate transfer of Maguire in for Porro and then just not even look at FPL at all or not care for it. Which means at that point, I still couldn't even do it even if I wanted to potentially be bringing in Salah. But his fixtures aren't... Liverpool's fixtures aren't that great when you actually look at them. They have got the following week after game week 27, after they beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. They're away at Nottingham Forest. It's not that great a fixture. Then they're at home to Man City, which could be very, very profitable. And then they're away at Everton, which isn't brilliant. It's not that great a fixture away at Everton. But it is Salah at the end of the day. Salah is a world-class player. I mean, Mark Goldbridge was asked today, is Saka a world-class player? No. He's a premium player and he's a fucking top-class player. He ain't a world-class player. I don't think Saka changes games on his own. He's just a sublime player within a bunch of individuals who are a team at the end of the day. I don't classify him as a world-class player personally. I don't think you can rely on Saka to win a game, unlike the likes of, say, Messi or Mbappe, Salah, Benzema. But yeah, Salah is certainly somebody, but he's going to be 13.1. So maybe Saka could be that makeshift, but I'm going to have to... The thing is, I'm going to have to do some digging around, and it'd be like the likes of Foden to be gone out of my team and everything. But yeah, we'll get onto the match in a minute. Let's just quickly say hello to a few people that are here, because no one's talking. Harbour Boy, PM, Neomorphis, Colm, Cameron, Woodstock, Chris. Oh, by the way, if you are brand new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because apparently when we talk FPL, people don't like it and they unsubscribe because they're cunts. It's fucking unbelievable. When I actually talk FPL, people unsubscribe. Like, if anybody actually listens to anything I do on FPL Juice or anything that I do on the Total Stevo podcast, really listen to it and think about what you're doing to these small independent content creators. Amit, FPL Copycat, Adrian, Gobby, Harry Dawson, Zimmy, FPL Matty win a lot. No, I'm not bringing anybody on air. I'm going off air in a few minutes. So I cannot be bothered to speak to anybody. So, yeah. So, game week 25 so far. Are you happy with it? I know Gabriel De Rock, thanks to Harbour Boys, has got Salah captain. I don't know where on earth he got that Salah captaincy pick, because at the end of the day, he weren't playing. It was only by some horrendous injury, by all accounts, to Jota, that he's been forced to come on. I mean, I don't know what Liverpool fans are thinking, but Klopp is going to be absolutely fuming at the fact that he's lost Jota, he's lost Curtis Jones, which are two of his key players, And there's a potential possibility of Darwin. Maybe it was precautionary for Darwin. But just unreal. So Brentford won, Liverpool 0. I was listening into the game. And I've seen the goals now. A beautiful finish from Darwin. Very, very nice. Same as Salah. I don't know how on earth Salah scored that goal. But absolutely outstanding from Salah. I've just seen Reguilon has got the assist. I didn't even know he even gave the assist for Tony, but yeah, the Tony scoring, of course. McAllister, another one, a very, 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 very one of those FPL assists for McAllister, for Salah onto McAllister. He got that. And Gakpo with a very, very nice finish. Looking like the bonus points are going to be Gakpo, Salah and McAllister. Now onto the doom-mongery and Burnley versus Arsenal. I mean, when you're conceding after 4 fucking minutes. Again, to a very well taken goal from Odegaard, but there is just... It's like what... I say watching, I don't watch Burnley. But whenever I watch the highlights or I hear from the Turfcast or I hear from my uncle about Burnley, I just think it's like a bunch of school children don't know how to play. And then when I watch the highlights and I see these fucking morons, like headless chickens, oh, what do we do? How do we defend? It's just such basic fucking mistakes. And like, I don't care that we're being relegated. It's like, just put up some form of fight. That's what's so embarrassing about the whole situation, is that we're not even putting up a fight in this relegation battle. It's like we just accepted that we're losing. Playing a bunch of fucking teenagers that don't know their arsehole from their elbow. It's awful. It's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing going down like this. Like, at least under Dyche we had something about us. We had some kind of team spirit. Now it's just a bunch of individuals that are being forced to play. This just goes back all the way to the start of the blasted season, to be honest with you. Dropping all your championship winning players and bringing in all these newbies. It's just frustrating. So yeah, Saka, I mean, that penalty, I mean, Jesus Christ, if Trafford, it's so close to saving it as well. So close to saving it as well. But yeah, Saka with 2 goals, a very, very well struck second goal, to be fair. The Havertz goal, I mean, what the fuck was that all about? Even the Trossard goal. I literally just, I was like, when the 5th goal went on the highlights, I just went, turn this shit off. It's just awful watching it. Saka's coming through with 3, along with Odegaard, and then Havertz and maybe Kiwar, whatever his fucking name is. And then, yeah, Aston Villa, surprise, surprise, Ollie Watkins. He scores away from home again, and he's got another double-digit scorer away from home again. He does fuck all at home. Comes to away from home. 2 goals. Could have had more today. But apparently he's performed really, really well today. They took advantage of Fulham's poor defending, and yeah, he comes through with 2 goals. Tielemans with the assist. At Newcastle 2, of course, Gordon with a penalty. Matt Ritchie with a very fortuitous goal at the end. Solanke with a few attempts on goal, but yeah, a bit disappointing that he didn't take his opportunities when he should be. A quality striker of his ability should be scoring. I mean, I didn't say in the Aston Villa game, Watkins, Muniz and Robinson getting the bonus points. In the Aston Villa game, it would be, the Newcastle game, it would be Solanke with 3, Semenyo with 2, and Gordon coming through with 1. Nottingham Forest, I mean, I put it down as 1-1, but I did say I would not be surprised if Nottingham Forest win this. In fact, they should be winning this game, and they did. Awoniyi coming through, of course. Again, a bit like with what's his face, Tony, just seems to bring confidence into the team, and yeah, he scores today. Disappointing for Phillips. And really the main talking point was Areola, by all accounts. All I kept hearing from reports was all about Areola, how he's made this save, that save, this block, that block. Phillips having his doomed type season so far with a red card, a double yellow. Just absolutely hilarious. Hudson-Odoi, Awonyi and Celis coming through with the bonus there. We have Kulusevski scoring a goal. I still don't quite understand why he didn't get the assist for... I still don't understand how Richarlison's getting the assist unless they literally couldn't see that he got it. But yeah, I assumed that he didn't touch the ball. And Gomez with 2 goals, Neto with a very, very nice assist there, taking his tally of assists up to 10, maybe 11, and then obviously finally the game with Man City 1, Chelsea 1, Rodrigo and Sterling with the goals, and Mr. Useless Jackson, by all accounts, according to Mark Goldbridge, a complete fucking waste of space. That shouldn't even be anywhere near the Chelsea team, but needs must. I mean, surely you drop Jackson and you bring on Nkunku, because at least Nkunku, there's something about him. There seems to be a calmness about Nkunku, and there seems to be a bit of directness about him, but I'm assuming it's a fitness issue with him. Why persist with this fucking moron? But yeah, it's looking like Rodrigo, Edison, Walker and De Bruyne with the pissing bonus points, which will make Jason very, very happy. Apparently Darwin going off was precautionary, according to Matt. Andy saying here, could have done without a Solanke Hall. Yeah, I mean, I want to be bringing him in for game week 28, but there are just so many problems with my blasted team. When you're having a shit season, it's just, I actually find it painful doing any form of, this. It's very, very difficult. And you can go through all the transfers on the planet. I mean, like I said, in fact, you know what? I may as well do the Diego Jota move now. In fact, I am going to do it now. Get rid of him. Bring in Saka. Get it done. And you know what's going to... I'm actually predicting next week Arsenal to absolutely destroy Newcastle. And you know Saka's going to do nothing now. I've just brought him in. That's done now. He's going to do nothing against Newcastle. You just know it. But next week with no Tottenham, which kind of is good for me because it means I can get rid of Poro anyway. Like I say, I can try and see if I can hold out. Tonight with the price change, because Maguire, Delo's the one that I want to bring in, but he's just that bit expensive. A bit too expensive. In fact, now looking at my team, I've now got Palmer isn't playing, of course. Yeah, so I can bring in a Man United player. I really wanted an attacking player. I wanted Højlund. I wanted Garnacho. I was even seriously considering Rashford. But Højlund's the one for me. But I'm not going to get rid of Tony. I'm not going to, because Tony's in fact, I'm really tempted with Monday Night Football and Tony being my captain. I am really, really tempted with Tony captain. I'll probably still keep it on Haaland, because we know Haaland away from home is better than at home. Well, he seems to get his double-digit scores away from home. And he's away next at Bournemouth, who can't defend to save their lives. So, probably remain on Haaland, but Tony away at West Ham. I think Brentford win that. And I think that Tony could do quite well. But yeah, next week I've got officially 10, and then once Palmer will be on the bench, because I'll have my Delo or Maguire in, so I'll have a full 11 next week. But it would mean for a -4, which is really, I didn't want to do it. And then obviously I think about the conversation I had with Ray last night regarding which goalkeeper to bring in, and of course Raya we bring in Flecken because he's got a double game week, then he's got another couple of fixtures ahead of all these other people, and then when you just think logically, you're just like, Raya, with his 6 points, is going to outscore Flecken, and then the following week he's got a decent game against Newcastle. I do expect them to concede, mind. I'm genuinely thinking Arsenal are going to win. They like a high scoring 4-2, 4-1, 3-2, something really end to end. I really am thinking that could be a really good game for Arsenal to play in, because Newcastle aren't going to sit back, and I think that it could be really, really high scoring. Another week in which Arsenal score more than 3 goals. But there's just something about Arsenal so far this season where I'm thinking that, in the last few fixtures, there's just something about, and they've just turned it on. And ever since I slated them when they played Liverpool, because I still will maintain this, I don't think they played that particularly great. I thought they were just ordinary against Liverpool, because Liverpool were that bad. They took advantage, but really, if Liverpool defended better and didn't make those stupid mistakes, they could have stolen a 1-1 draw at the Emirates. They really could. I was not impressed by Arsenal at all that day. And then, since then, they beat Burnley 5-0. They beat West Ham 6-0. And yeah, obviously they got they get the win against Liverpool when it did end 3-1. But yeah, there's a lot of Arsenal supporters are saying that they do think that since their break, they've come back refreshed and they're just like a new team. It's crazy. I mean, they've won 5 on the bounce as it stands, and yeah, their results when you look at them. So prior to the 2-week break, their results were kind of all over the place, really. It was so between the 9th of December up to the 7th of January, they only won 1 game, and that was against Brighton, where they won 2-0, but they lost to Aston Villa 1-0. They drew with PSV Eindhoven 1-1, beat Brighton, drew with Liverpool 1-1, then they lose to West Ham, Fulham, and Liverpool, that being in the Cup, and then they come back after the international break or whatever, and it's 5-0 against Crystal Palace, 2-1 against Forest, 3-1 against Liverpool, 6-0, 5-0. Then they got Porto. They got Porto in the Champions League this midweek, and then it's Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brentford, and then Porto, and then it's on to the big games. Well, Porto's a very big game, obviously, but I mean they're all big games. But then they're playing Chelsea and Man City on the 16th of March, and then the 31st of March, and that's away at Man City as well. Sadly, I do expect Man City to beat them because Pep Guardiola seems to have the what do we call it? I can't even think of the blasted word, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's one of those games where I don't think that Arsenal sadly will get any points. And yeah, I mean, if I look at their fixtures, I mean, okay, the last 2 fixtures Arsenal haven't actually lost against Man City. They beat them 1-0 and they drew 1-1 in the Community Shield, but prior to that, 4-1 Man City, 3-1 Man City, 1-0 Man City, and 2-1 Man City. So yeah, they do not like playing City at all, which is really, really frustrating. Matty Winner saying, Steve, how come you didn't have any Arsenal assets against Burnley? Because I didn't. Jojo, cheer up, Steve-O. Cheer up about what? Explain to me what I need to be cheerful about. Chris Irvin saying he's already made the same move. Changing the subject, Steve-O, what's the favourite series? What's your favourite series of The Simpsons? I don't know. Anything between Series 2 and Series 7. Salah, the most transferred in player so far. Some people seem to think he's going to haul in his blank game week. But this is, again, what we're playing against in this particular season. We're playing against casuals that We're playing against casual players that just see a player has scored well and have just gone, transfer him in. They'd have transferred him in either during the game, which, you know, it's fair enough, but they don't actually understand the fact that they're not playing next week. And of course he's going to go up in price. Now he's probably already going to go up in price anyway. But this is the problem, like the hardcore players like you people watching this now, you know that he's blanking, so you don't bother bringing him in. And if you have brought him in, okay, fair enough, well done, you've got his points, Gabriel de Rot. But other than that, talking of which, Harry Dawson's going to love this. I'll just quickly go for well, I'm not going to bring it up on screen, but just quickly on the YouTube chat league, Harbour Boy, as it stands right this split second in front of me, Harbour Boy's top. He's on 54 points. He did play his triple captaincy, but it's basically, if you own Arsenal players, specifically their defenders, you've won. You've done really well. I mean, Harbour Boy's got Gabriel Saliba and Saka. He did play his triple captaincy. Obviously, I'm praying that fails, but unfortunately, I do think Haaland does get a double-digit score against Brentford. It's then followed up by, well, funny enough, Harry Dawson. He's also played his triple captaincy. 47 points. He's got Kaminsky in goal, Doherty, so double Luton. Gabriel, there's Saka as well. Anything different? Darwin, I guess. How's he set up for next week? So he's got Dubravka, Gabriel, Ake, Saka, Foden, Garnacho, Watkins, Haaland, Trippier. So he's only got 9 players for next week, as it stands right this second. 9 players next week. And he may have 2 free transfers to bring in to Man United. Yep, you guessed it. 3rd spot in the YouTube chat league. It's Madeline Tudor, 51 points. Same triple captaincy. Again, double Arsenal, Saliba and Saka. How's he set up for next week? Well, he may be very fortuitous that Taylor could be playing. Let's just say Taylor. So Taylor, Areola, Watkins, Haaland, De Bruyne, Foden, Saka, Saliba, Cash. So he's got 9 as well. He could also play Dubravka, but yeah, he's got 9 double game, whatever, blank weeks next week. Oh, and then Harry's 4th, is he? Mr. FPL Harry. He's 4th. Oh, he had Gordon, of course he fucking did. Kaminsky still to play, Doherty tomorrow. How's he set up for blank? So Trippier, Gabriel, Saka, Foden, Gordon, Watkins, Haaland, Taylor. So he's only got 8. Oh, 9 with Areola. But Taylor may not be starting, so he could be down to 8. Could be down to 8 if Taylor doesn't start. How much money has he got in the bank? Oh, 0.1, so he's not going to be bringing in Salah anyway. Yeah, I think Jota's going to be the one to get rid of. Apparently, he was not looking good at all. And then just on Harry's tail there is the Flying Dutchman. They've all played their triple captaincy, every single one. Every single one's gone Haaland as well. There's no one on KDB. I know Jason's on Kevin De Bruyne, who's going to get his fucking 1 bonus point. Kellier he had. This is Flying Dutchman. Kellier had the double again, double Arsenal. No real standout players at all. But again, another one. How's he looking for blank? So, Estupinan, Trippier, Gabriel, Foden, Saka, Haaland, Alvarez. 7. 8 with Areola. 8 with Areola. So a lot of teams with 8 or 9. I'm assuming some of them they're going to be doing -4s, -8s, or whatever. So when half the game sells Haaland, please do not get me started on this ridiculous bullshit about when half the game sells Haaland, he drops 0.1. When those same people buy him back, he rises by 0.6. It makes no sense. It drives me up the wall. Just make it fair. I get the argument about we don't want him dropping in too low, but don't dropping him down by 0.1 across 2 years. It's ridiculous. Lucas Dunsen have 10 with 2 free transfers, but only 9 outfielders. Matty's saying, I've got 11 players for next game week, no hits, I'll be rolling 2 transfers. I mean, talking to Jason, John saying, do you think I think Liverpool are going to be winning the title, full stop. I've said it since the start of the season. I don't know if I said it from the start of the season, but I think I said it quite early on. I think Liverpool are going to win the title. I'm just sticking to my my original prediction there, that I do expect Liverpool to cruise, especially now Salah's back. Salah, Darwin, and Jota. Those 3 are an absolute beast of a front 3. They're ridiculous. Salah, Jota, and Darwin. It's just such a shame that they can't play much. Jason, at the moment as it stands, he's on 29 points. Same goalkeeper. In fact, I looked at his differentials. He's got 5 on me. So Van Dijk versus Walker, I'm up by 3 points. De Bruyne triple captaincy, he's ahead of me by 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 points. Barkley, well, we don't know what Barkley's going to do in that. And Darwin. But it's basically Watkins versus Darwin, De Bruyne versus Richarlison, Barkley versus Palmer. And then, of course, you've got Walker versus Van Dijk. But he's got his 3-man United for next week. We're all going to be waiting on news of Shaw, because if he doesn't have Shaw, he's going to be absolutely fuming that he doesn't have Shaw in the team. Just quickly going to look at the Rivals League for a split second. And you've got Ayush at the top, 56 points. Yeah, it's the triple up of Arsenal. Can you guess who he triple captained? Has anybody actually... Not only, I suppose Gabriel Diop is the only one I know of that's not only captained someone different, but went with someone other than a Man City player. Oh, how is Patrick Corbett getting on? Quickly go in the Trophy League for a second. And Patrick is 41. Oh, he didn't have... Oh, it's going to kill his rank. Oh, he's gone down to 1,000th now. Oh, that's a blast. That's a bugger. Well, he had the vice triple captaincy on Van Dijk. Yeah, no, Saka has just ruined his rank. So he was 200th in the world, or 300th in the world, give or take. Then he dropped to 600th. Now he's dropped to 1,000th. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Lewis captain Darwin. Wow, that is very, very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Fourth in the Patreon Trophy League. Yeah, Captain Darwin. Not triple captained. Oh, that's alright. You didn't triple captain at least. You didn't use... Fucking hell, you haven't actually used a chip unless you used it. Oh, you've already used... Right, okay. You've used every single... Oh dear, Lewis. You've used every single chip. So there's a chance I could get ahead of you in the trophy league. Unlikely, but you never know. Ben Feller still top, Paulie third. This is all as it stands right this second. Ben Feller only on the 28 points, so he's got 1 point less than Jason. He has got some differentials. He's got Bradley, Morris, Kaminsky, Diaz. He had Diaz today. Had De Bruyne. There's a few differentials in there. Topping the trophy league as it stands, but unfortunately Harbour Boy will be overtaking you. How's John Harris doing? 48 points. Yeah. Guess who he triple captained? Oh, by the way, shout out to Alex Volo. I doubt he's even watching, but the thumbnail that he did, how very fortune teller like, seemed to get the pictures spot on regarding Haaland and Jota. Couldn't make it up. Colm saying I was on Jota until I bought in Foden for silver and triple captain Foden. Yeah, I think they read that out on in fact, I know they read that out on Juice this morning on Streamception. By the way, if you're willing to reveal what was going on this morning, because it got really, really, really serious in the chat, and Tom was saying that he doesn't want to read it out. If you know what was being said, Colm, I'm not going to read it out here, but just let us know in the chat. Volo captain Doku. My understanding is. Let's have a quick look. At the rate Alex is going at the moment, I'll be bloody overtaking him. Now that would be embarrassing because I'm shit. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that Alex, if I can find him, he is quite high to be fair in the YouTube chat league. There's no denying that. But I can't even see him. Oh dear, Alex. Where are you? Where art thou? Jason's just below Matty in the YouTube chat league. Oh God. Alex Volo is 46th and I'm 52nd. I'm not even that far off Alex. I'm only 14 points behind Alex. He didn't use his triple captaincy. Oh, I thought he was using his triple captain. He didn't. Oh, because he used it in Gameweek 9. And who did he use that on then? Oh God, well it cost him a red arrow. Gave him a red arrow. He triple captain Haaland for their game against Brighton, where he got a goal. Ironically, Doku got an assist in that game, and Haaland got 2 bonus points in that game. But yeah, Alex is he's got Dunk, Mikalenko. He'll definitely get a clean sheet, Mikalenko. He had Solanke today, and he's got Adebayo. So who's he got for the blank then? So we'll have Edison, Dunk, Mikalenko, Martinelli, Doku, Foden, Watkins, Solanke, Odebear. 9. He'll have 9. But he's relying on Odebear against... don't even know, we're playing blank game at 26. Who are we playing next week? Oh, Crystal Palace away. So basically Roy Hodgson's ill at the moment, and yeah, they're going to beat us, Alex. So you may as well captain him. You may as well captain him. In fact, next week, I wonder who you will be captaining. That would be interesting. Because that next game week is pants, game week 26. It really is crap. Oh, right, is that it? Okay, cheers, Colm. I thought it was more serious because the way I listened in / read into the conversation, it sounded really serious because they all went really, really quiet, and I was thinking, oh dear, what's going on here? And yeah, it turns out that is that all it was? Okay, fair enough. Because Tom got really, really serious today, like really serious, to the point of where even me as a listener, I mean, I don't even listen to it live. I listen to it on the replay when I'm at work, so I choose to listen to it on the replay because it just passes 2 hours and then it links me into whatever match is being played at 12:30, and so that means then obviously that I'm about an hour behind. And it's really surreal because when you're listening to Streamception, or any deadline stream, but if you're listening to it after the deadline, it's like some kind of time warp where you feel like it's still 11 o'clock, but actually, no, it's 12:30, mate. So, yeah, it's one of those where if you can do that, do it. Because obviously I'm at work and I'm just listening in and just enjoying the conversation for what it is. They've got Focal in on Tuesday, but they said they're going to cut the stream short. I don't know why. I keep telling them, I don't know why you keep cutting the stream short just because of some shitty football match. Don't worry about it. I've told them this. Just stream during the watch. Just do a watch along. Because they're going live. They'll be live at the same time as Man City versus Brentford. But I encourage them to just do a watch along because, as I keep saying, whenever I'm kindly a guest on Juice, I personally find it so comfortable that I could quite literally be there. I could quite literally be there all day. I've even told them this. I've literally said to them, I've said, look, I'll happily do whatever you want me to do, but unfortunately they've got to leave. But being in a studio environment and having, people doing everything for you and you just stand there, or more specifically sit there, chatting into a microphone, it's just so bloody easy, to be honest with you. But I'll just quickly show you my team for next week. At least that changes things up a bit. This will be my team for next week. I have just changed it on. I'm hoping this all works. Yeah, there we are, done. So that'll be my team for next week, and then obviously there'll be Maguire or Delow in for Poro. I think Delow could be going up in price. Potentially. And it hasn't actually changed the subs, even though I've just done it on my other screen. The team was there, so I don't know what's going on there. Andre's saying, I want to switch Jota. Should I go with Trossard or Gross? Trossard. They're going to have a field day against Newcastle. Did I like the Day the Brent Life on the Road film? I think it's one of the worst films I've ever... In fact, I wish it never existed. I absolutely detest it. It's a parody of a parody of a parody of a parody. It actually angers me that Ricky Gervais's ego was that big, or is that big that he felt that I'm just going to do this. And it just annoys me that he did it, because the premise of the show, I don't actually have a problem with. It's just so, the idiot that's in the office, and they're doing those stupid jokes with one another at the start. I would happily pick my TV up and throw it at Ricky Gervais's face for that scene alone. It's awful. And every other second, Ricky's like, what are you doing? Like, he's basically just doing an impression of someone doing an impression of David Brent. It's just so weird. And there's no logic as to why the band are so horrible to him and everything. It's just awful. Same as Afterlife. I just can't get my head around why people like Afterlife. The premise of the show is fine. There's nothing wrong with the premise of the show. But for people to think that the joke is, oh yeah, saying the C word's so funny. You're a moron if you think that's funny. Because it's not. You've got to be a fucking moron if you think humour like that is funny. Because it's not. It's like for 12-year-old children. He said a swear word. It's just so below his intellect, and he's a very, very, very good comedian, but his last 3 or 4 years of comedy has been an embarrassment in my opinion, and I actually had to turn off Armageddon after I think it was 17 minutes, because I couldn't listen to him talking about certain subject matters any longer. It was embarrassing. And like I say, he's just become a parody of himself, and I'm sick to death of anything to do with him, to be honest with you. Am I enjoying Squid Games? It's meh. It's alright. It's not that good. I think it's overhyped, if I'm honest with you. I think people banging on like, oh my god, it's so good. It's not. In fact, the show could easily be... By the way, we're talking about the American version, the real life version. I think that they could cut at least 20 minutes out of the show. I don't see the point in half of the things that they show on the screen, and it's just all about trying to make it's just additional content for the sake of additional content. There's just no need for half of the show to be on it. I'm more interested in watching the games, but again, they don't really and what they do show of the games is just like the stuff where it's like, keep the camera on their faces, make sure we're keeping making sure that the viewers are keeping tense. It's like, it's not working for me. Like, the only game that I've enjoyed on it so far is Red Light, Green Light. It's the only one where I thought, wow, that was quality. The biscuit one with the umbrella, the circle and everything, yeah, that was all right. I was surprised that my favourite character, Brighton, was released so early in that Battleships game. I was quite surprised at that, considering they were talking about him on FPL Juice. They were talking about him, and I thought, oh, he must go quite far. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And yeah, same as the David Beckham documentary. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give this a go. And do you know what? Actually kind of enjoyed it. For what it is. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say what Mind Pump was saying. It's like, oh my god, this is the greatest documentary ever. It's not. Again, it doesn't need to be an hour-long episode. It really doesn't need to be an hour long. The only thing I got from it was the fact that, for obvious reasons, the hard work that a world-class player does to become a world-class player. That was interesting. You kind of know it anyway. And also the fact that his relationship with Victoria is real and it's organic. And my favourite bit of I've only watched 2 episodes. I don't really see the point in watching the other 2. There was this moment where they're interviewing Victoria, and then David just comes in and goes, come on, tell him what car you had when you were younger. What car did your dad drive to school in? I'm not saying it doesn't really matter. It does matter. It doesn't. David, just go away. No, tell them what car your dad drove. I'm not telling them. It doesn't matter. It does matter. Tell him, Victoria. Just tell him it was a Rolls Royce. Thank you. And just walks off. I thought that was what, like, legitimately, like, yeah, you love each other. Like, this isn't a fake. Like, you know when you see, like, certain celebrity couples or whatever, you're like, yeah, it's fake. It's just done for you to continue your narcissistic lifestyle. That's all your relationship is. But in Victoria and David Beckham's case, I think it is. There's no thinking about it. I can see from the documentary that they are they're in love. Yeah, in love. Gary Alder Rob, Harbour Boy was odd. Talking about your Salah pick, what on earth happened? Animation saying about my post about the ginger fella. Oh, that I want him rid of this planet. I can't stand people like it. This desperate need for attention. I just hate people that just desperately want attention. I hate it. I honestly, I cannot stand. And this is coming from a guy that goes to the gym, that sees some of the most narcissistic people you will ever meet in your life. And when these people are given the opportunity to go on TV, and it's just all about me, I can't deal with it. In fact, to be completely frank, when consuming Squid Game, the challenge, I skip through all the interview stuff, specifically the ones on the table. Like, depending on who it is, I'll skip the people that are like, oh my god, I had this decision to make and I was really, really nervous, but at the end of the day, this is about the game. Like, whatever. It's not bad in which I don't want to watch it. It's grabbed me enough where I'll happily watch. I mean, being 10 episodes is ridiculous. It could easily be 6. It's 10 episodes. I'm up to episode 5. I'll probably watch the next. Well, I'll watch episode 5 when I finish this in a minute. But it's 4 episodes too long, and I reiterate this point. It's just a bunch of American idiots. Good song, by the way. A bunch of American morons, which a lot of them are just in desperate need for attention. And I honestly, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with... If it was British people, I think it would be a different show. I think it would probably be more enjoyable. But I'm discriminatory against Americans. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So we move on to tomorrow, which I don't think anybody cares about, other than Luton, of course, where we're all expecting Luton to put in the greatest defensive display. They won't. They'll be losing 1 or 2-0. Maybe 2-1. To be honest, I do think Luton do score, but yeah, it's whatever. And of course, Sheffield United at home to Brighton, where, again, God knows what is going to be happening. I will say that the history predicted Wolves to win today. I will say that. Got everything else wrong though. What did the history say? Well, it said Brentford would be winning 3-1. I said 3-2. Bournemouth Arsenal. Sorry, Burnley Arsenal. I went 2-1. History went 1-0. Fulham Aston Villa. I went 2-1. History went 3-0. Newcastle Bournemouth, I said 3-1. The history went 2-1. Nottingham Forest Wolves, I went 1-1. The history went 4-1 to West Ham. Tottenham Wolves, I went 2-1. The history went 2-0 to Wolves. Man City Chelsea, I said 4-1. The history said 1-0. In fact, to be honest with you, the history was suggesting a very tight game between Man City and Chelsea. And obviously that's what it ended up as. I mean, if it ended up 1-0, that would have been the 4th 1-0 in 7. Think about that. Just think about that. Animation saying, I hope Luton put in a shift tomorrow. There they will. They'll put in a shift tomorrow. They'll be fine. But yeah, I think we've said enough. I think everybody's... yeah. Let's just get out of here. As I always say, make sure if you are brand new around here, enjoy the content that me and Jason bring you. Obviously, he's unavailable. Look, at the end of the day, his life has taken over right now, and it's going to be a lot of solo shows from me. So if he is available, he will let me know. Hopefully, he'll be here tomorrow for Sunday surgery, so that'll be 8 p.m. Yeah, so if you do enjoy the work that myself and Jason do, by all means, support the show by just simply hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button. As Ash would say, it really helps. It doesn't. It helps. I've actually got an answer to Nick's point about people hitting the like button and why they don't do it. It's quite simple, Nick, even though he's not listening. He's on holiday. Barbados. there's no incentive. There's no reason as to why the viewer should hit the like button. It's the same as the subscribe button, unfortunately. I think YouTube need to re-look at their platform and kind of give a reason as to why you should subscribe. I've always said it. There shouldn't be a recommended to you feature on YouTube. I think it should be, if you like the content people do and you subscribe to the channel, you will get that content. If you don't subscribe to it, you can't see it. If you search for content, fine. Like if you type in FPL as an example and you come across Elite FPL and you see the thumbnail and you go, fucking hell, that looks impressive. Yeah, Alex, follow you. He's done an excellent job. He's very good at what he does. But they click on the thumbnail and they enjoy what we do and they think, I don't know if it's good enough to subscribe. And then they hear me or Jason say at the end of the stream, oh, make sure you tune in tomorrow. And then tomorrow they come along and they type in FPL and they see Elite FPL's live at 8 o'clock and they can see that, oh, wow, they're still talking about FPL. Cool. You know what? I'll subscribe. Then you go to your subscribe page and you've got the notification on. Bang, there we are, done. Happy days. You're notified to when it's done. But unfortunately, there is just not particularly really worth subscribing to anybody. But, you know, whatever. If you do enjoy the content me and Jason do, yeah, why not support the show by hitting the subscribe button? Because, yeah, like I said, last night, for some reason, we lost subscribers. I don't understand why, because we actually spoke FPL for an hour. Same as today. But make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. If you want to support the show financially and you like additional content, by all means, you can have a Patreon. There's 2 tiers. There's a $1.99 tier, which just says thank you for the work that you do. And there's a $4.99 tier, which gets you the additional content. And of course, from next season, from the start, the $4.99 will give you access to the Trophy League. So whoever wins the Trophy League this year will win. Guess what? Can you guess what the winner of the Trophy League will win? Yep, a t-shirt. So next season, whoever is part of the $4.99 mini league will win a trophy. And hopefully the more Patreons we get, the more reward we can give to the Patreons. Potentially a Manager of the Month reward. I don't know. But that's all down to if people want to sign up to Patreon or not. It's completely up to them. Anyway, yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow, or I definitely will, but we'll see you tomorrow for Sunday Surgery, where we'll be even more depressed. Cheers, everybody, and yeah, I will